morning, everybody. It is a bright and early Monday. We're here at 9 a.m. As we do every day now. And man, it was a good weekend. I got a whole bunch of stuff done, including getting through a lot of this baseball card collection that I've been working on. I know for those of you that have been here regularly, I spend a few hours a week, let's say, trying to dig through my old childhood baseball card collection. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I don't even know what I have. My brother and I had a huge collection of cards as kids, and we're just now trying to figure out what everything is. What do we have? What's good? What's bad? And what should we do with them? One of the things that I'm trying to figure out is how do I make them valuable, right? There's an entire process of taking your cards and getting them rated by companies like one called PSA, and it can turn a card that's worth $50 into a card that's worth $1,500. So that kind of stuff is something that I'm interested in, obviously. But also just understanding the breadth of what I have. I keep staring over here because they're just staring at me. But there's just piles and piles and piles of baseball cards sorted by year and by brand and whatever. Good morning, Kevin Evans. Welcome, welcome. I was just about to check and see if the casino is working. And it appears to be. That's good. So, what else did I do this weekend? My son had a soccer game, so I spent some time at that. We also did a bunch of stuff around the house. If you guys follow me on the Twitters or whatever, you may have seen I posted a picture of a remodeled bedroom for my son. So we're not done with that room process yet, but we got some new curtains up and some shelves, and it was featuring some of the pops that he has in his room, which obviously I have a few behind me as well. So that was kind of fun. Thank you, Jan Blank, for good luck with the cards. There's so much more to go. And honestly, something interesting, Jan, that you might appreciate is that in getting through all of this, before I've even sold a single card or decided what I'm going to do with any of them, I found myself buying more, which seems dumb. But there's a couple like clearly glaring, obvious omissions from what we have, and so it felt important to get those couple of pieces. So yesterday morning, I drove a round trip, 3-hour trip, out to Lima, Ohio, and I picked up 5 complete factory sealed sets of baseball cards from a guy. One of them included, here, I'll just grab it. One of them included this, which I'll cover my face with. Maybe. This is Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie card. This is the one that is considered the most valuable. This is like the... people were often refer to this card as like the Mickey Mantle of my era. Anyway, this is the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card that I somehow did not have one of. And I found a guy that was selling the entire factory set, which of course included that one, that was still sealed from when it was manufactured. And so that was the prize. That was the thing I was really trying to buy yesterday, but it came with 4 other sets, and those sets have some other good cards in them as well. So that is something that I did yesterday, in addition to getting through my entire collection of 1990 Donruss baseball cards, which just totals over, I would say, 1,000 cards, because it's almost the entire set, but then some cards I have 4 or 5 of the same card. So there's probably 1,000 cards if I had to guess. I think there's 780 cards in the set, but there's so many duplicates. Anyway, that's the story of my weekend, and I've certainly spent a lot of time handling tiny pieces of cardboard over the last month or so. And I feel like looking at my desk, I've made 0 progress. There's still so much here. And I really don't know how I'm going to best get through all of them. You just got to keep going. Good morning, Gold Zulu. Welcome, welcome. So anyway, that's what's going on with baseball cards. The kids are back in school this morning. Everything is running smoothly. The casino is open. I didn't set a timer. Alexa, set a 116-minute timer.
1 hour and 56 minutes, starting now.
Boom. We've got our timer. That should all be good. Should we get into some coding? That's really why I'm here. I want to get some things built. So let's do that. Let's get right into it and pick up kind of where we left off. So I always like to go back and test just to make sure that I remember how things are working. So let me open up a test tab here. Morning, Artron. Good morning. Sorry for everybody that I set timers on their devices, including Jan. Okay, I've got my test tab. Let's do a open chatcino. This should work. Well, no, it won't work because I didn't start the service. There's always a thing, right? Always a thing you need to do. Let's try that again.
Welcome to the chat.
Oh my gosh, it waited for the service to start. What would I like to do? I would like to bet 5 on poker, please.
You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a winning hand. You were dealt King of Spades, Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, 8 of Spades, and 4 of Diamonds. Which cards do you want to hold?
Which cards do I want to hold? Well, we would like to hold the jacks.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
So what we really want to see here is, did the record get updated with those 2 jacks being held? So let's take a look. And if we look at our hand here, we can see that, in fact, that's not what happened. Is this the hand I'm looking at? Jack, Jack. And the 4 is held. So, okay, so let's unhold the 4. So let's drop the 4.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
Oh, nice. You got it running up on the EC2. That's awesome. So let's make sure I'm not editing that field this time. Try that again. Drop the 4.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
Did it work this time? I thought we left this weekend doing this, and now it's not updating that. Drop the 4. What's actually happening then? If we come and look at what's being passed in, we're saying card value is 4. And I want to discard. I think it's this. Discard, not drop. I thought that I had set my value to be drop, but it looks like it's discard. Okay, so let's try that. Drop the 4.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
I don't see that field getting updated. That's weird. I really thought that's where we left off on Friday. So this time... Oh, because that's only for specific values. That's right. I have all of these. Discard. Discard. If they don't provide a suit or a value, then we just go with... Yeah, okay, so that's all working. Alright, let's try that one more time.
This is the poker hold'em tent.
That time it got
What do you
updated.
want
Sweet.
to play next?
Okay, so for some reason I was confused on the word drop or discard. I don't know how that ever worked, or maybe we didn't test that on Friday. W. Georgia, 500,000 gone. So now we should be able to say hold the jacks. Or it says, what do you want to hold? The jacks.
This is the poker hold'em tent. What do you want to play next?
What did you hear if you didn't hold the jacks? You heard me say, intent request, poker hold. I provided no hold type, but you heard me say jacks. So I don't have a action, hold or drop. And this is if there's an action, if there's an action, if there's an action, if there's an action. So we had this. What if they say the name of the card without hold or drop? We hadn't come up with that case yet. Okay, good. So let's do that. I actually feel like maybe we could refactor this a little bit. If there's an action, because that case has it, this case has it, this case has it, this case has it, I feel like we could probably take that out and just wrap everything. Does that make sense? If I have the same case in every one of these, I should just allow myself to skip all of that. So now we can say if action and then we'll take all of this, bump it out one, and then down here we'll say else. Now this is if they have no action. Now we should say some of the similar cases. If there's a value and no suit, if I say hold the jacks, doesn't that work? Let's try that. Let me this isn't going to work right now. Let me get rid of this. Before we add anything, let me make sure that this still does what I expect it to do. So if I say hold the jacks,
this is the poker hold'em tent.
that did what I wanted it to do.
What do you want to play next?
So held true true. Okay, so that's working. So it's just when I say the jacks, because there are times where if I say bet 5 on poker, she tells me my whole hand, but at the end she says, what cards do you want to hold?
Game of video poker waiting for you.
They must.
You wagered 5 coins.
It's got to be possible to just say the jacks.
You were dealt king of spades, jack of spades, jack of hearts,
Stop.
8 of spades, and 4 of diamonds.
Okay.
Which cards do you want to hold?
So if they don't provide an action, I could toggle it, but I'm never going to ask them what cards do you want to drop. Am I? Huh. Are they ever going to say, am I ever going to say to them, which cards do you want to drop? If they say drop, I already have that case, don't I? Which is like drop all, if there's only an action. Yeah, so if they just say a set of cards, I'm going to assume they want to hold them. Okay. Else. So this is if they have not provided me an action. So they just say something like the jacks or the 9 of spades or whatever. Kevin, you think you need an honorary Millionaires Club membership? I feel like that's something that has to be earned, which I know that's not the point of an honorary degree, but man, that's tricky. Okay, let's think of it. So I need to think about what happens if they only provide a value. So if there's no suit and there's a value, so this is like the jacks, then we want to do where if there's no suit, what am I doing here? I'm assuming then that oh, I see, because I already say if there's no suit and there's no value, then I can make these assumptions. But to make these clear, I should say if value and no suit, and suit and no value. I know that it's kind of duplicating my logic, but at least it's clearer to read, right? W. Giorgio, that's a great philosophy. You got to take a risk and have good luck to become a Chatsina millionaire. I feel like you could write my commercials, W. Giorgio. And then this one is suit and value. Okay, so if this one is going to be, if there's no suit and there's a value, we're going to do the same thing. No, I want the one where there's value. Something like that. But this will be simpler because we know the action's always going to be hold. So we don't need this. We just need to say opening hand, if they meet that if condition, then opening hand is true. Okay. So that's if they say the jacks. What if they say the hearts? Well, we need to flip it, right? So let's take a situation like this. This is suit and no value. And we don't need to check on an action because there isn't one. That's the whole point of this case. Okay. So we now have checks on if they say the jacks or if they say the hearts. Those should both work. So let's go look at our data. See what we've got in this hand. I don't even really know. We have we have 3 spades. Let's try the spades and just see what happens. So we'll drop everything first. So we'll say drop.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
That should set them all to false. And it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now if I just say the spades.
This is the poker hold intent. What do you want to play next?
I have true, true, and true on the spades. Awesome. Okay, so we now can hold cards in a variety of different ways. Whether they say hold the 8 or hold the ace of spades, or the last one that I think I really need to consider. Let's clear out some to-dos here. What if the user just says the name of a card without hold or drop? There's one case I haven't handled yet. And that is, what if they provide both a suit and a value? And in this case, we're just going to hold that card. All right, so this is the one that checks to make suit is there and value is there. So now I should also be able to say the 4 of diamonds without giving any indication of the kind. 4 of diamonds
This is the poker hold
And
intent.
that should have updated my
What do you
field.
want to play next?
And it is now held also. So that is excellent. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons, if you guys were thinking about this, this is one of the reasons that I'm not toggling values. So like, what if somebody says, hold the spades, so they get king, jack, 8 of spades, and then they say hold the jacks. Well, if I was just toggling values, which is something I had considered, then the jack of spades is already held, so I would make that unheld, and then I would make the jack of hearts held, and you wouldn't actually be holding the jacks. So I think these need to be very explicit and additive, and I think this does that pretty well. So okay, so we have all three cases. They provided me a suit, they provided me a value, or they provided me a suit and a value. And those three things, even if they don't provide an action, I assume if they don't provide an action, I assume that they want to hold it. So I need to. What if the user tries to hold a card that they don't have? That's a great question. I guess. Where would that go? How would we even do that? Let opening hand equals this active game, open hand, whatever. I almost feel like... Or do we need to do that? Does the card... No, to do. Does the card that the user specified actually exist in their hand? I don't know that I need to do that right now. We can have an easier go about this, because I'm trying to think about the responses, right? This is ultimately where we're going to land, is that we need to return something back to the user. And I'm updating their poker hand, and I'm updating their opening hand with the states and things that we just changed, and I'm passing back the game. So I also need to pass back the user. User is, what did I call it up here? Probably user, right? User. And we did user, action, suit, and value. So I guess we could send all those back. Value, value. And then their game. Is there anything else that I really need to send back? I don't think so. This is just me updating their hand. We're not playing the game yet. That comes next. So I think that's okay. And then we need a status. Card hold updated. Okay, so now let's get back to the poker hold intent. This is where we come in and we say card hold, what did I call it? I already have forgotten my message. Card hold updated. And this is where we're just going to say something like speak output equals, and then let's look at the start poker intent, because I think we have a function that like gets the card speech. Yeah, you were dealt. This is perfect for what we're doing here. Do I have helper already? I do. So I should be able to see. I need to indicate to you that they're held also. How do I hold? How do I indicate to you that they're held? I should probably do them two separate ways. I should say, you are currently holding the Jack of Hearts and the Jack of Spades. Your whole hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can say deal or draw when you're W. Giorgio. Ridiculous. I also just realized that I have not had any caffeine this morning, and I think I'm paying the price for that. So, let me... I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back, everybody. All right. Kevin, you're so close. That was nice. 2 cherries. Okay. So card hold updated. I need to do this twice. And I should probably look at the helper function to see, is it assuming 5 cards? Get card speech. Oh, I can just pass it any number. Oh, that's actually very smart of me. Okay, so get card speech, I can pass it any length of set of cards, and it'll read them out to me, and it'll put and. I might end up with and. I think I see a potential bug in here. We'll see. So I could say, you are holding... No, we got to put some quotation marks around this. You are holding something like that. But this is going to be not result. This is going to be whatever we passed back from hold. And so it's going to be game.fields.opening hand. Now result dot game dot whoa, did not ask you to do that. Result dot game dot why? Oh, is it because I didn't? Oh, because I don't have this here. Hold. Did you guys break things? I don't know why the leaderboard isn't working. That's pretty weird. Yeah, I don't even have that code on this machine right now, so we're not going to be able to fix that. I can try stopping and starting the service and see if that helps. I don't actually know why that isn't working. Okay, you are doing this. So this is where we need to send only the held cards. This seems like a thing I'll probably need again. You are currently holding get card speech, and this is just going to be result dot game dot. I don't understand that. Why does it keep inserting that for me? That's very annoying. I will have to work on TeamView. I'll have to work on the leaderboard. I don't know why it's not functioning properly, but oh, there it worked. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. But I will be revisiting the code for this, the casino here in the chat, as soon as we're done with this Alexa skill. So we are actually doing the work to get that stuff done right now. So in hold, I need to pass in user action, suit, and value. And so if we look at poker hold intent, this needs to be, oh, we're already doing it. I just didn't scroll high enough. User action, suit, and value. Okay. So you are currently holding, let's just, this is so weird to me, result dot game oh, I see, because I don't have an await here. It's trying to help me. This should be solved now. Okay, so now we should be able to do result.game.fields.opening hand. Now I know that's not right. We're going to have to tweak that. But we are currently holding the jacks, or whatever it is. I wouldn't say the jacks. I would just say jack of hearts, jack of spades. You are about to drop the I think there's a way to filter an array, which might actually make this pretty easy. TeamView, I have no idea, man. No idea. You are about to drop the opening hand, and this will be where we do like where we'll filter these where it's only the drop, the false cards. The state is false. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can change continue holding cards. What would you like to do? Okay, so now I need to figure out how to filter an array, which I never remember how to do. Filter an array in JavaScript. what does it expect? The helper expects something called hand. Okay, we're good. I think we can do this pretty easily. So you're currently holding. We're going to do opening hand dot filter, and we're going to call this card. We're going to say card dot. What do we call that? Card dot. I don't remember what I call it. Card dot held is true. Okay, I think this should do what I want it to do. We're going to find out here in just a minute. And this is opening hand, and this is going to be false. Okay, so let's try this. If I update my cards and I held them, then it should reply in kind, right? So, drop. Oh, this.
You are currently holding. You are about to drop the King of Spades, Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, Eight of Spades, and Four of Diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What do you want to play next?
Okay, so if I say the jacks.
You are currently holding Jack of Spades and Jack of Hearts. You are about to drop the King of Spades, Eight of Spades, and Four of Diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? What do you want to play next?
All right, so that's mostly good. I think the last piece, we're just cleaning up our language here, but we need to think about what happens if opening hand doesn't have any held cards. Like, what if they drop them all? What do we say? You're not currently holding any cards, is what I want to say. So I need to create some speech here. Let hold speech equal you are not currently holding any cards. That'll be our opening speech. But if this TeamView, I noticed you were very quick to blame me when that thing stopped working. And then you fixed it. So I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm glad that you've got things back up and running. Just my way of being a little snarky this morning. Okay. If const held card speech equals. We can just do that. We can do this way. We'll just piecemeal it out. Hold speech equals you are You are currently holding okay, that's the held card speech. So now we can take this piece all the way out to here. And then we can do, we'll have to do the same thing with drop. But I feel like for this one, let drop speech is going to be nothing. I don't need, if you're holding all 5 cards, then I don't need to say anything about what you're about to drop. I can just leave it. So then const dropped card speech equals and then I can say if dropped card speech dot length is greater than 0, that means I have something that I can say drop speech equals you are about to drop what happened when I did this? You are about to drop the king. You are currently holding, I gotta say the, okay. You're currently holding the and you are about to drop the, and then this will be dropped card speech. Okay. So then this becomes gone. And then we can just say held card speech dropped. Well, if we knew what we were doing, dropped card speech. And then you can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do? And I need to get rid of this piece. What do you want to do? We'll just say do next in our reprompt. You tried to hold some cards in poker, but you don't currently have a game. Okay. Wow, we might be on our way here. So let's say drop.
King of spades, jack of spades, jack of hearts, 8 of spades, and 4 of diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Hold. Okay. Drop.
You are not currently holding any cards. You are about to drop the king of spades, jack of spades, jack of hearts, 8 of spades, and 4 of diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Karthik, we're still working on the casino. We're working on video poker right now. And we're able to hold and drop cards. So I can say hold the jacks as an example.
You are currently holding the jack of spades and jack of hearts. You are about to drop the king of spades, 8 of spades, and 4 of diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Hold the 4.
You are currently holding the Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, and 4 of Diamonds. You are about to drop the King of Spades, and 8 of Spades. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
So, Karthik, it looks like it's working pretty well now. We have the ability to hold and drop cards. So that means the next step, the next final thing that we need to be able to do is to run the poker hand, right? So I've built the mechanisms for us to be able to deal a hand, get that opening 5 cards, and then you can choose which ones you want to hold, and you can go back and forth on this all day before finally saying something like deal, at which point we will actually play the game. I'm going to grab my stool. We're about to get some serious coding done here. We might be able to finish poker before this session's over. That would be pretty awesome. Okay, so we have card hold updated, and we have a situation in which if they try to hold a card but they don't actually have a game, then we let them know that. But our last step here, the last step in this poker journey, has to be building the deal intent, which I don't even know if I've built yet. Let's take a look at that. Poker hold, poker deal. And this is where I say things like draw, deal the cards, finish the hand, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and save that, build it. So we have a poker deal intent, so I think we should probably go start building the rigging for that. So we haven't built the poker deal intent. So we have poker hold intent. Let's just take this file, save as, poker deal intent. Okay, and this poker deal intent is going to be called poker deal intent. And all of that's fine for now. Just get our plumbing set up first, right? So that means I need a new intent here called poker deal. And that means down here I need a poker deal. Nope. Poker deal intent. And I think, and then we need to go back to the index of the skill and tell it that this thing exists. So that's going to be poker deal intent. Poker deal intent handler will be the thing. And then if we come up here to poker hold, wherever that is, poker hold, there it is. Can take that and drop a new one in here called poker deal. This is where we're looking at the poker deal intent, and this will be the poker deal intent. Cheers to hydration. Okay. So poker deal intent is there, and then that should get us to this spot, and we need to be able to do some things here. So we have our session attributes. I don't think we'll need any of this because all they're going to do is say deal or whatever. So handler input is really, the first thing it needs to do is find their active game, but that'll happen in the play, not in I think all I'm going to pass in is user, because I don't know game. I don't know anything about any of that stuff, nor should I. And this line can go away. 60,000 Blanken points, W. Giorgio. That is impressive. TeamView, you are relatively new here, but this might be worthwhile to share with you. If you haven't seen on our channel here, let me open a new tab. Twitch, Jeff Blankenburg. No, we don't need to do that. But down here below, there's the Wall of Fame. Don't know if you're aware of this, but this is a picture of the wall that's behind me, and it's changed a little bit since I took this photo. But if we zoom in, you can actually see that people like W. Giorgio and P. Karthik and Gold Zulu and Urban Blaster, we've got a bunch of great folks here. Trade Last, JB Nunn is on the wall, WK Wyatt. Like, we've got lots of cool people on this wall. The way you get on this wall is there's a place in the Blanken points where you can spend 4,000 points, and I think it's 4,000 points. And when you do, you have to provide me with a headshot. There's Kevin Evans. I need an image of you, and I will take that. It's funny to look at this and realize that we've got a couple people that just haven't been here in a little while, and that's okay. But anyway, if you spend 4,000 Blanken points, you can also be on this wall. You can see I'm here dressed as Bob Ross. I think that's probably it. Anyway, so that is the wall, and if you'd like to get on the wall, all you have to do is spend 4,000 Blanken points, which you may have by now. I don't know. Okay. So back to this. Karthik. You guys are going to get me high on Red Bull today. Okay. So I need this. All this stuff can go away. And then we don't really have any cases yet. Okay. This is the poker deal intent. Okay. So I think we're at a place where we need to start thinking about what poker.play does, and this is old code that we're going to hopefully be able to repurpose a bit. So I have poker here somewhere. We have a play function, but the problem with this is we don't care about things like wagers anymore because those all happen in different places now. So we're just going to make our way through this code and see what's usable. So we don't care about is valid wager because they've already made their wager, they've held their cards. What are the sound effect commands? Those are actually not running right now, TeamView. I need to get that back up and running. But you can say exclamation point sound list, and that'll tell you what the list of the sounds are. But I don't believe that the sound effects engine is running right now. We're in this weird state. You found us at a time when I'm reevaluating how the chatbots are running and what they're doing and whatever. And so the only one that's even running right now is the only one that's running is the casino. But I have two other ones. I have an Alexa chatbot that's running, and I have a what we call Jeff Blankenbot, and neither of those are running right now, which is why sound list and those kinds of things aren't currently working. But we will get them back in action here soon. I just want to stay focused. The fact that we're going every day now actually makes this a lot easier because I can come in here and finish this Alexa skill a lot faster than I would have normally, which gives us the engine to rework how the chatbot casino works. And then we will be able to revisit things like the Jeff Blankenbot and some other stuff. Because where I really want to go is once we're done with this skill, I want to circle back and revisit how this channel works, right? I want to be able to put a bunch of other like animations and cool stuff on the screen. I want to be able to let you guys interact in a better way. I'd even like when you play the games in the casino, I'd love for there to be like a running tally of casino-based stuff on the screen. So all stuff to think about and work on and play with. But unfortunately, TeamView, you're just in you caught us in a weird state right now where we used to have all these rich chatbots that were running, and now they're not running currently, but they're here. They just don't. They're not set up properly yet. So okay, so the first thing we have to do is say, okay, do they have an active poker game? If they don't have an active poker game, then we can kick them out pretty easily. If active game length is greater than 0, so we're actually going the opposite way on this. So this is going to be where most of our logic is. This is where we play the game. Okay, so then this if statement where I'm going to say, okay, so if they don't have an active game, this is where we're going to return a new object that kind of looks like this guy. Probably don't even need the brackets. Else, return user. I don't need to return wager. No active game. Okay, so this is, they don't have an active game. So let's go handle that case in the poker deal intent, because I have this. So we can say case no active game. Man. Break. And in here, we're just going to say speak output equals you can't deal draw more I'm just gonna you don't currently have an active game of video poker to start a new game, say something like bet 5 on poker. Okay, so this says you don't currently have an active game of video poker to start a new game, say something like bet 5 on poker. Great. So if they say deal and they don't have a game, that's what they'll hear. Then we need to get into the actual game. So let's save what we've been working on here. And we don't need, do we need any of this? No, we don't need any of this. Actually, I just realized that I've totally screwed something up here. Let's take this chunk right here. Copy. And we're going to Control-Z our way back out of everything I just did. Because play is the thing that I actually use when you make a bet. When you open, when you start. That was all working. Okay, we're back to there. What I really want to do is make a deal file. Deal.js. And this will be the deal. And we're just going to have a user. And then we'll do module.exports equals deal. Okay. And then inside here, that was a good save. I'm glad that we found that before it was too late. So if we look at play, what are the other dependencies it has? We're going to need all of these, right? Probably all of them, yeah. So if we look at deal, let's add some dependencies in here. All right. Archon, did I hear you say earlier that Um, no coffee for you either. All Red Bull all the time. I'm really trying to decide if I want to break up with Red Bull and just go no caffeine, because I don't know. It feels like I'm relying on it way too much lately. Just been so tired. Okay, if active game exists, otherwise no active game. I think this is good. We just need to make sure that poker deal intent now calls poker deal. And deal is a thing that you recognize, right? Poker deal. Okay. That was a good save there. That comma team view saved you. It's not an issue. I'm not removing his comma. So it sees slots 10 and then throws the rest away. Yeah, I'm max one a day, Archer, and I'm totally with you on that. One a day is probably too much, but it's a good way to start the day. It gets me to about 3 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock I'm like, what is happening? Why am I so sleepy again? Okay, so we have our deal function, and everything here now is doing what it's supposed to do. So the first thing that we want to do is evaluate the hand. Do I drink? I mean, I don't not drink, but I wouldn't say that I really drink. If you ask me how many alcoholic beverages I had in August, the total is less than 2. Less than or equal to 2, let's say. It might be 0. I don't know. But it's low. So, will I have a beer occasionally? Sure. But there's like, unless there's an occasion or something, I don't really drink very much at all. But that doesn't mean that I won't have a beer or whatever once in a while, or a drink or something. But no, it's not that I don't do it. It's just that I don't really drink and code at 1,000 followers. Whew. Like every time I create a bug, I do a shot, I'd be dead before the first hour. Okay. So if the active game, the first thing I really need to do is evaluate the hand. And this is something else that I'm not doing a good job of on the whole. Let's go back. Let's go look at something here. I feel like I'm not providing enough information to my user. So when we do the start poker intent, I already say you have a winning hand. But I don't say what you have. I just say that there's an outcome. So what if instead of winning hand, I just say result? No. Oh yeah, because I have the wrong quotes. You already have result the outcome, and then I have to look at what the poker values are called, positions, symbol. Symbol is the thing that I went for. All right, thanks for stopping by, Karthik. Symbol. Result outcome is that symbol. So let's just see that for a second. So if I say over here, bet 5 on poker, what do you say to me?
You already have an active game of video poker waiting for you. You wagered 5 coins. You already have a pair. You were dealt king of spades, jack of spades, jack of hearts, 8 of spades, and 4 of diamonds. Which cards do you want to hold?
hold the jacks.
You are currently holding the Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, and 4 of Diamonds. You are about to drop the King of Spades and 8 of Spades. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you...
Drop the 4.
You are currently holding the Jack of Spades and Jack of Hearts. You are about to drop the King of Spades, 8 of Spades,
Okay.
and 4 of Diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
So the last thing that I want to check on the start poker is that's the active game. I feel like I need this here too. Copy. You already have a winning hand. You already have a pair. Okay. So you were dealt. Which cards do you want to hold? Alright, that's pretty cool. So on the poker hold intent, I don't need to tell you anything more about your hand. I don't think. So let's get back to what we were doing on play. Nope, not play. Let's close that. Deal. So if they have an active game, the first thing that we want to do is evaluate their hand. So maybe yes play. So the way I evaluate their hand is I just call evaluator and I pass in the opening hand data. So I just pass it the array. Okay. So in this case, we'll say const outcome equals evaluator. And this is where we're going to go active game 0 dot fields dot opening hand. That should give me an evaluation of what their hand currently is. Now, I don't need this yet. I will need this, but what I need to do first is focus on getting them new cards. So how do we do that in the deal, in the play? We have a deck. And I need to figure out what this number is, and I need to deal those 3 cards and add them to the new hand. So I need to figure out I think I can do this. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is figure out how do I want to best manage this array? Well, let's do let poker hand equal active game 0 dot fields dot opening hand. Now what I want to do is remove elements that are false. So I think what I should do is let's just do a quick little let I equal 0. I is less than or equal to poker hand dot length less than I plus plus. Okay, so what this is going to give us is a quick iteration through the hand, and what we're going to do is delete the cards that were not held. So we'll also need const new, no, this needs to be a let also. Let new card counter equals 0. If poker hand dot held equals false, then poker hand, oh, I don't love how this is headed. Here, let's see. Remove objects from an array that match JavaScript. I think this is what I want. How do I remove an object? Only native JavaScript, please. I assume you use splice, something like this. I need to see that better. Oh yeah, I guess I could just get the card right then. That might be okay. So this should be held, not help. If poker hand held is false, then poker hand I equals, and what do we call to deal a card? Deck.deal. And I pass in the deck and the number of cards I need. So we're just going to take this. Do I have deck included here already? I do. So this will be deck.deal. This is going to be deck.deal. I need active. No, we need to set the deck as a value too. So let poker hand equal that. Let poker deck equal active game 0 dot field dot deck, and then this will be poker deck. How do I keep my deck in sync? There's a deal outcome deck that comes back. So let's do it that way. What? Deal, I gotta do deal outcome because I get a deck and I get a hand. Okay. So let's do a const deal outcome equals this. And then I need to set the deck back. So poker deck equals deal outcome deck, and poker hand I is going to equal deal outcome dot hand, because that'll be the one card. So I was worried about like iterating on my array and having things kind of blow up as we went through this. But I feel like we need to be able to iterate on this poker deck and this poker hand a lot, and I didn't want to rip a card out of the hand and then like lose the order of the cards. So this allows me to replace one. And then once we've done that, what does evaluator actually give me? Evaluator outcome just gives me the outcome. Okay, so what we need to do is, once we've gone through our hand and we've replaced their cards, then, and we're doing this in poker hand, then we can say const outcome equals evaluator, and this is just going to be poker hand. That tells us whether or not they won. So now that we know whether or not they have a winning hand, now we can say if outcome else and this is where I like to open a new window. In this one, we just want to look at poker. We'll look at the play. No, not play. Game. So in here, we were checking is valid wager. We were creating a new hand, evaluating if outcome.odds is greater than 0. Outcome.odds. But what does evaluator even actually pass back to me? If we go look at my other window, data, deck, poker, evaluator. Evaluator passes back. These things. In this old one, was I sorting the hand somehow? Does me creating the deck sort the hands? What is it that I'm doing? If I look at the deck, deal, I'm not sorting them there. How is my hand getting sorted? Because it is most certainly sorted. Here, I need to Let me check something here really quick. I don't know why I would need to restart it. TeamViewer, I don't understand. Why do you need it rebooted? Let's see. Okay, let's get back at it. Okay, so if we have outcome.odds, if that exists, then we want to reward them. Otherwise, we want to take their money away. And then regardless, we're going to need to return some things. So return some object, right? And so in this object, we'll probably need to return the user, just so that we're being good about that. We will need to return a status, which in this case should be completed. We will need a final hand. So hand can be poker hand. We'll need outcome. Trying to think of what else. We probably need what the wager was. I wonder if I'm better off just passing back the whole game object. Because that would have, but it won't have the right hand. Unless I fix that. Oh, I need to do that anyway. So right here, we should do active game dot fields dot, gosh, what do we even call that? Closing hand, okay. Dot closing hand equals poker hand. Great. So now we have our opening and our closing hand. We obviously haven't saved that stuff, and that's okay. We'll do that here in a minute. What we want to do first is pay the man his money. We can look at how we do that for roulette, maybe. Am I in the wrong game? No. Roulette.play. This is where we get wagers. Well, I don't actually know if that's going to work at all. Slots play. Let's look at how we're doing this. So I run the evaluator and then I resolve their bets. And then I complete the game. So we need to think about what does resolve bets even look like? Cashier. That resolve bets. I just want to call update balance. So if they lose, we can say updated user. We're gonna call data. Do I have data up here? Yeah, data.update balance. We're passing in the user, and we need to do negative whatever their bet was. But then I also need to close out their bets. Oh man, there's so much to do here. Let's really think about what we need to do. So pay the user their winnings, update the wager record to be completed, update the game record to be completed, pay the user their winnings, update their wager record, update the game record, update the poker hand record. Okay, and then if they lose, we have a lot of the same things to do, right? We just don't pay them their winnings. We remove their winnings. So this stuff actually can be chopped out. We need to do this stuff here. Update the wager record to be completed. Update the game record. We have half an hour. I feel like we can get this done. To do. I'd love to finish today's session with a completed poker hand. So if I look at the active game, let's look at this. This is the record that I'm pulling. And if I look at my video poker, which is probably this bottom one, this active one down here at the bottom, I have a wagered amount of 5. But what I'm going to need to do is get the wager record itself. Which is that. And that's where my actual 5 lives. But then I also have this video poker record. And we need to think about how we're going to update all 3 of these. So the first thing I need to do is, once I know their closing hand, I can update this record, because that's not going to change. So let's do that first. So once I know their closing hand, we should be able to say, let's turn off caps lock, const is poker hand updated equals await. This is going to have to be, I don't think, I do have update poker hand. What is that? Huh. I'll have to rethink this update poker hand here. Okay. So we're going to say data.update poker hand, and it takes active game 0, poker hand. No, that's going to be the closing hand. So I still need this. And then the next thing is deck. This will be poker deck because we're updating the deck with the new deck. And then this needs to be closing hand, so this is going to be poker hand. I'm going to hope I can just do this the magic way, which is update poker hand. What if I just end this with closing hand? Closing JSON.stringify closing hand. I don't think that's actually going to work, but we'll figure it out. So that'll be my closing hand. So we're now passing in the game, the opening hand, the deck, and the closing hand, and we're updating that thing. And so then what we'll be doing is returning true or false, I guess. No, we return the actual record. So let's think about that too. This is actually video poker record. I don't actually need that. Or maybe I do. Maybe that's something that would be useful to return at the end. Do I need the game itself? We'll think about that. But I have that video poker record thing that I can use. So that updates the poker hand record. That's step 1. So that's the poker hand record. We've gotten rid of this. Now we need to update their wager. And we can update their wager. Let's see what the wager record looks like. The things that I'm going to change here is I'm going to set its status to completed. I'm going to set its payout to whatever the payout was. And if there's an outcome, I'll put the outcome in there. So I'm updating status, outcome, and payout. Okay. So in order to do that, we have to figure out what their winnings are. I think we'll get rid of this for now. We'll say const winnings equals 0. Nope, not const. Let winnings equals 0. Okay, and then winnings here should equal my wager amount, which I don't know yet. If I set winnings to the, I got to get the wager. So we're going to have to, we have this active game. And then if active game and dot length is greater than 0, then we can say const active wager, await data get wagers by game. I love this. Get wagers by game. And we're just passing in a game. So we can say active game. Okay. And so now I should be able to say active wager 0 dot fields dot amount times outcome dot odds. And I like to parse int these because safety. Okay, so that gives me my winnings for that. In the else case, we're just going to say winnings equals negative active wager 0 dot fields dot amount, because they will have lost that much. And then we can update our wager record right here. So const wager record equals await update This is where I'm just passing in an array of wagers. Let's see. Where am I calling update wagers? Data.update wagers? Is that what it is? Cashier. So this is roulette. Cashier.update. And what is update array? Oh, that's all of the different array values. So I just need to create a new wager record that has the fields that I need. So we'll just take this. We'll make it an array. This is going to be update wagers, and we're going to take wager. Wager update, we'll call it, just so it's safe with naming. Copy. So I have, what do I call I call it active wager. So this is going to be active wager 0 dot fields dot record ID, and then the other fields are their own collection of things, and this is going to be amount. No, I'm not updating the amount. What am I actually updating in this record? Wager, I'm updating status, outcome, and payout. Okay, so status is completed. outcome is my outcome up here. And what was the other one? Payout. Okay. Three oranges? W. Giorgio? Wow. Okay, wager update, wager... What does it return? Update wagers. Let's find that file. Update wagers. What does it return to me? It just resolves true. Okay. So, is wager updated? And this needs to be cashier, which I don't even know if I have at the top here. I do. Okay. So cashier.update wagers. I pass it an array of wagers, and it passes back an update. So that's good. So update the wager record to be completed. That should be done. The last thing that we need to do is really update the user's balance. Update the game record to be completed, and update the user's balance. So to update their balance, I know, Mr. Smoofy, someday we'll figure that out. Okay, let's see. I need to figure out how to pay the user their winnings. This is just where I'm going to update their balance, which we just looked at a second ago. So if we look at slots.play, we had that. Isn't there an update balance? No, I do slots kind of complicated. But we have a function called update balance right here. And all it does is it takes the new balance and it just gives that to the user. So let's just do that. This should be, and it's going to return a user to me, right? This returns the whole user record? Yeah. So const updated user equals, because that's actually what we want to pass back. Let do this. I should just update the user. I should just say user equals, and this should be await data.update balance, and I pass in my user, and I pass in the winnings. That's pretty easy. And that will return me a new user object that has the new balance. So it feels like I don't need to do this in the if statement. I just need to determine what their winnings are, and then down here, maybe not there. I should do everything else first. Once their wager is updated, then I need to update the game record, and then down here we'll do this. This is where I set the user, I await, I update their balance, I get the record back, and so the last thing we need to do is update the game record. Do I have something for that? I don't. complete game. What does complete game do? It sets the status to completed. Is that all I need? Let's look at our game record. What else do I need in here? Most of this stuff is calculated, so I think all I really need to do, all I need to do is set it to completed. So that's pretty easy. So we have a complete game. So I should be able to just say const is game completed. Await cashier dot complete game active game 0. Okay. So I would love to know, you guys like the odds. I would love to know what the odds are that this just works. What do you think the chances are that all of this code that I just wrote will actually work on its first try? 50-50? Man, I would say it's in the single digits. W. Georgia's taking 10-1 odds. I think that's pretty strong. I think you're probably right. But let's go see. Let's just do it. So we're gonna say deal, and she's gonna say, Jeff, there was an error.
Jeff, there was an error.
Yeah.
What should we do now?
No kidding. I just wrote an entire hand dealing function. There was so much going on there. There was no way that was going to work. Chatsino.poker.deal is not a function. Did I not list it here? Well, okay. Well, let's not count that as a fail, because this is just plumbing. Const deal equals require deal. We just didn't tell the computer that this existed. No big deal. I'm curious more about my logic. That's where I think we're going to fall down. So let's not count that. Let's say that one doesn't count. Let's try again. Clammy is now following. Wow. Let's do this by saying deal. Jeff, there was an error.
Jeff, there was an error.
Okay, we still failed.
What should we do now?
So this time, cannot read property ID of undefined in the evaluator. Poker evaluator is not something that's been looked at recently. B.value.id and A.value.id. What does my poker hand look like? I'm not even writing it out right now. A poker hand, if I look at a poker hand, oh, this part all worked. I have suit and value. Oh, we got 2 arrays here. I don't like that. TeamView, come on, man. Don't mess with people. I don't expect anybody here to fall for that, but don't do that. B.value.id. I think this is just a matter of me passing in an appropriate thing to evaluator. I think this just needs to be json.parse. Actually, let's do it here. Poker hand here. We'll do JSON parse. These count as bugs, by the way, so I failed. JSON.parse. Okay, so now poker hand and poker deck are actual objects and arrays. That's what I had screwed up there. Let's try again. How far did this get? Wager was not marked as completed, so... yeah, let's just try this. Deal.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Cannot read property ID in the evaluator. Poker evaluator, line 46. I don't understand. Let's look. Deal. I think we're going to have to take this apart a little bit. So let's add some workspace in here. Console.log. Poker hand. This is poker hand. Whoop. JSON.stringify poker hand.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Yeah, I've broken something. So when I get my opening hand here, I do JSON.parse. That's what I should do. And then when I put it back in, do I JSON.stringify it? No, I think this is my issue right here. Okay, just to get things back to the way they should be, we're going to come in and we're going to delete this hand. Oh, excuse me. We're going to delete our wager. And we're going to delete our game. Just because I feel like I've corrupted some data here. And let's go back and just bet 5 on poker, and we should start over, right?
You were dealt Ace of Hearts, King of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, 6 of Diamonds, and 5 of Spades. Which cards do you want to hold?
Hold the ace.
You are currently holding the Ace of Hearts. You are about to drop the King of Diamonds,
That's the bug
Jack
I
of
thought I saw
Spades,
earlier.
6 of Diamonds, and 5 of Spades. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Let's go back to the Alexa helper. Get card speech. We need to say if I is equal to hand length minus 1. And, well, not that. And I doesn't equal 0. I was worried. I saw this earlier and I forgot to come back to it. Drop the 6.
Jeff, there was an error. What should we do now?
Really? What was the error? Poker hold, line 22. If the value of the card I'm looking at right now I feel like I'm running into some issues with my data. Maybe I don't need to stringify this stuff? I don't know. I thought that was something that I needed to do when I save this. So when I create the game itself, that is poker play. When we save this stuff, where do we save it? Create game, create wager, create poker hand. So let's go look at data, create poker hand. I am stringifying on the way. So I pass it regular and it stringifies it here for me. So when I'm dealing, I want to parse these things on the way out. Let's look at hold first. When I'm getting my opening hand, I parse it right here. And then when I pass it back in, let's take a look. Update poker hand. I'm calling stringify on these, but let's go look at update poker hand and see what it does. I'll bet this is the issue. Update poker hand. Yeah, see, I'm stringifying those things here too. So, I'm just over stringifying. That is my issue. We just pass in the array, and it already takes care of it for me. Okay, and so now that I'm doing that properly, update poker hand, now I should be able to, in deal, stop it, I should be able to do the same thing here where I'm just passing in the normal, but I'm parsing on the way in. Okay. Okay, I think we're good now. So let's delete this record and this record. This record. And let's figure out how we can get this to work properly the first time. So if I say bet 5 on poker.
You already have a pair. You were dealt king of diamonds, king of clubs, queen of hearts, jack of diamonds, and 9 of diamonds. Which cards do you want to hold?
Okay, so if we look at our data right now, for video poker, we have this nice array. Everything looks super clean and nice. So now I'm going to say hold king. I'm going to say hold the kings. Hold the kings.
You are currently holding the king of diamonds and king of clubs. You are about to drop the queen of hearts, jack of diamonds, and 9 of diamonds. You can say deal to finish this hand, or you can continue holding cards. What would you like to do?
Our data still looks really nice. Cool. So now I should be able to say deal. And I expect an error, but not the same error.
Jeff, there was an error.
Okay.
What should we do now?
First thing to check is make sure that our data is still clean. And it's not. See, now we have all this stringified garbage in it. So I'm still doing something wrong. So if I look at the video poker record, I have active game, opening hand, deck, closing hand. Probably I wasn't parsing everything on the way in. Poker hand, poker deck. I mean, I'm updating the closing hand record. That's working. There's way too much data there, too. Alexa, stop. Oh my gosh, we're over time already. I really wanted this to work by the time we were done. Video poker record. If poker hand I equals held, poker hand I held equals false, then we deal ourselves a new card. We reset our deck and we set the hand in the same position to deck.deal. Oh, this is the issue. I'm passing it in the deck. No, this is right. I passed it the deck and the number of cards I want, and it takes off of my deck from 0 to the number I want, which is 1. It sets all of my cards hold to false. Ooh. And then it returns to me that deck. Well, we have some issues that I can't deal with right now, unfortunately. This is very broken. We need to think deeply about how to get a card out of the deck and into the hand. This shouldn't be hard, but I feel like I'm blocked right now, so that's where we're going to stop for today. All right, well, I hate to wrap on a non-finishing point, but we'll be able to knock this out in the morning. So it is 11:05 my time. It is time for me to wrap some things up. I've got a full day of stuff to do today, but I want to thank you guys all for tuning in and sharing and commenting. It's always a good run in the casino. If you guys have any questions for me, always feel free to reach out. Also, you can join our Discord if you want to chat with us there. But with that, I'm going to sign off for today. It's been a fun morning. I can't believe we've already been at it for 2 hours. But I will see you bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So thank you guys all for being here. We'll see you soon.